So the mailing address that we have on file is P.O. Box 842, Berwick, Maine. Is that the correct address? Yes, I am looking. So I don't know if all of them, but I pulled up 3 so far, and they are all going out to that P.O. box.
If you would not be my knight, you would be my pawn.
Civil Enforcement, Mr. Gonzalez speaking. My ID number is 50274. And the address for Maine, I don't see any record of a Maine address being used here or even recorded.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. Over the past few weeks, I've been really focused on the fact that New York State put a warrant on my business under false pretenses and was trying to send copies of the summons and the warrant to an address I had never been to 500 miles away in Berwick, Maine, because that's the way New York State runs. It's not that New York State and city just routinely treat business owners like complete and utter garbage. It's just I'm biased against them for no good reason. I just woke up one day and decided I want to trash New York State. It has nothing to do with the fact that they routinely ask for and deserve 10 times worse than what I give them on this channel. But anyway, to the point of this video, a lot of people have been sending me DMs and emails with particular timestamps in these 2 videos to demonstrate that I was straight up lied to on the phone when I was speaking to civil enforcement at New York State Department of Taxation and Finance, or that I was being lied to when I spoke to the corporation's tax department. One of the above is lying, and I have a feeling I know which one it is, but I'm kind of curious if you could tell me which one it is when I play over the timestamps that were sent to me in Discord. So let's get to it.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Corporation Tax Liability Resolutions. My name is Eno, employee ID 61376. How may I assist you
This is
today?
a good dude right here.
Hi, I had a question about a warrant or lien on a business for a corporation tax that was unpaid.
Looking in the account at a glance, this collection case ID that you gave me doesn't match your account at all. And in fact, we're showing that you have no balance. So I think I know what happened here, and it's something that sometimes just happens because,
Is there any way that I can give you a positive?
You know why this just happens? Because, as somebody who works at the Supreme Court told me over the phone,
the gentleman there seemed not to understand what I was asking. The gentleman wants to know, how did this happen when he wasn't served? I don't know how to put this delicately. The elevator wasn't going to the top over there.
yeah.
Review to your management, your superiors, or anything.
all right, Mr. Rossmann.
So I wanted to
thank you
speak
so
to
very
his
much for
supervisor just so I
holding.
could tell him what a great
My
job he did in
supervisor,
fixing
Ms.
my
Frank,
issue.
is available to take the call for you.
Corporation Tax Liability, this is Pam, ID 60022. How can I help you? We'll get a letter. Yep, you will get.
She's
yep,
talking
so
about
you
the
get
letter
it
that
and the
will say
county
that the
gets it
warrant
as
and the
well.
lien are expunged.
Okay, and do you know what address that goes to?
Let me.
I just want to make sure I got the right one on file. I want to,
Yep.
dot my I's and cross my T's here.
Absolutely. I'm just going to bring your account up real quick. So the mailing address that we have on file is P.O. Box 842, Berwick, Maine. Is that the correct address?
No, I've never lived in Maine. I've been to Maine once in my life. So have all these notices been going to Maine this whole time? I'm not mad at you or anything. I'm just curious.
No. Let me take a look.
Okay, now some people have said it's very likely that she simply read the wrong address off of the screen. Maybe there was a list of 20 people on the screen and she mismatched it. And she did go, no, yes, no. So, maybe she got frazzled or whatever. It happens when you have a lot of phone calls on hold at the one point in time. It could have happened that she was dealing with multiple cases. So it's very possible that maybe that address did not apply to my business. However, I asked her to clarify. And after being asked to clarify, she does typing. So she's looking stuff up in her system.
Yes, I am looking. So
I
don't know if all of them, but I pulled up 3 so far, and they are all going out to that P.O. box.
Okay,
So the Department of Corporate Taxes says that 3 notices went out to that address. I asked her to double check. You hear typing, and she says it did. So I'm not crazy.
Civil Enforcement, Mr. Gonzalez speaking. My ID number is 50274. Are you calling for personal or business taxes?
Business taxes.
What is the name that appears on record for this business, please? Good. And what, sir, is your name, please? I always ask the following. What is the current physical address on the business?
The woman on the phone said, is your address P.O. Box 842 in Berwick, Maine? That kind of lined up with the fact that I had not been notified about this in 10 years. The thing is, between 2012 and 2019, my address was the 186 First Avenue address, and it never had changed. So I was getting, like, you know, the pieces of mail saying, hey, you owe sales tax. Hey, you owe your corporate income tax and all that. But I never got any mail saying that I owed taxes for those 3 years that the warrant and the lien was put out for. So I'm guessing at this point, the best possible thing that I could imagine is either A, the post office was selectively losing mail related to my lien and warrant, or it never got sent.
That doesn't match anything I can see here. That doesn't even remotely match up.
So now I'm getting gaslit by discount Michael Ironside over here.
If you would not be my knight, you would be my pawn.
And the address for Maine, I don't see any record of a Maine address being used here or even recorded.
If I didn't record that phone call,
So
I think I was crazy.
Sure, I understand, but I have no idea where that came from. Whoever gave that to, I have no idea why such an address was given. But at this point, again, the whole important thing is the warrant's being vacated, and you're going to get that notice soon. Okay? It was a valid issuance initially, and then now upon review afterwards, after the fact, they've decided that warrant should never have been issued, and they're vacating it.
Okay.
So that's a way we can clean up something that may have been issued in error, or not necessary, based on further review of the information in the case and the history. Good question.
Yeah.
Because I can't find any evidence of anything from Maine. Well, I don't know where the Maine address came up, because the warrant doesn't even show a Maine address.
Yeah, well, what address does it show? It shows the 186 First Avenue one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So I'll put the notes on record of your call and what we discussed, and hopefully this will clean it all up now.
Yes, the business address being in Texas is a big part of cleaning it all up for good. Thank you very much
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Fucking piece of shit. So one of these is lying. It's either the first two people at the Department of Corporations and Corporate and Business Taxes, or the second person, Civil Enforcement Division. If I had to guess, it's the discount Michael Ironside by a long shot. But I'm kind of curious what you think. I don't think that the person at Business and Corporate Taxes that I spoke to, because she seemed like she was nice. She there was nothing suspicious about that phone call. I don't think she would have said, "Oh, delete," after going out of her way to tell me that three notices went to it. And I also don't believe that corporate taxes would be the ones that are responsible for enforcing this. It would be Civil Enforcement Division that is responsible for placing warrants. He also admits in that call, if you listen to the entire recording, that it is his department that would issue warrants. He can issue a warrant. Therefore, it would be somebody in his department that would get in trouble if they issued a warrant against a business to another state that never even needed a warrant because they paid their taxes to begin with. So even if I did not pay my taxes, the fact that they used an address for that makes absolutely no sense would be on them. I think it's his department that's lying, and I think it's his department that I should focus on if I want responsibility or accountability for any of this shit. By the way, somebody asked in the last video, how would the logistics of this actually work? I was talking about the potential of selling my business to fund suing the state. And you can't sell a business if it has a lien on it, obviously. I started a new corporation last year when I realized I was going to be moving to Texas, just in case. I hadn't even looked up to see if there was anything on my business, just to separate it entirely so that there was no cluster F. So there is no lien on my Texas business because I started that from scratch last year. And I am still considering that as an option here because, like, it would be a way to hold these people accountable. Like, even if I don't win, I think the process of doing it might get some news coverage. The process of doing it might cause some of the people that were doing shit like this to realize, you know what? Even if I'm not going to get in trouble, even if there's no chance of it, I got so close to getting caught, maybe I should quit before people notice. Maybe I should leave. Or maybe, just maybe, they'll double check the address. Or maybe when they're importing some Excel spreadsheet, they won't let everything be off by one row so that 400 or 600 people get a BS warrant in the same day. As I said in the last video, like, How many people may have gotten the exact same experience that I did? It's very, very likely that a bunch of people had the same experience, if not a worse one, because they have identical warrants on 400 different businesses just in the same day as mine. There are 400 other people that have warrants for the same amount of money on the exact same day as mine. And they started their company at the exact same time as mine. Like, what are the chances of that? I'm thinking about it more and more. I could make this happen. I think I know who I have to go after. I think I know who did it. It's Michael Ironside.